It's your boy, CoolWeb69, back with another Let's Play video. Today, I got sent this random game in the mail by a fan. So I'm gonna try it out and see what it is, and hope I get a lot of views. Let's go! So, if you actively watch videos on YouTube, I probably don't need to explain what Let's Playing is to you, but just in case you've been living under a rock for years, I'll explain anyway. I mean, to be fair, YouTube is such a large platform with so many different types of videos. Somebody might only watch YouTube for beauty videos and they've never even heard of Let's Plays. But if that's you, I honestly don't know why you're watching this right now. Anyway, Let's Plays are when a creator records themselves playing through a game with commentary. Yeah, that's about it. I've always thought the name was a little weird, since most Let's Plays aren't really a collaborative effort or anything. It's more like a I play, you watch. I feel like the term Let's Play would be more fitting for a game where you build stuff, since your fans might suggest things to build, but I didn't make the rules, so let's move on. Let's rewind to the beginning. Most people believe that Let's Plays really began on the website Something Awful. Jesus, that's a blast from the past. And not even my past, this is before my time. A lot of popular things in internet culture have been attributed to the forums on this website, such as the "all your base are belong to us" meme. As far as I know, this is where Let's Plays began. The first Let's Player that can be found on the site went by the name Slowbeef, where he played games like Super Metroid. He would later re-upload his Let's Plays to YouTube, which became a huge catalyst for these types of videos, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Now, when I say he was the first Let's Player, I mean he was the first one to actually have a video of him playing the game. That might sound really stupid of me to say, because in this day and age, of course that's what Let's Playing is. But there was actually an earlier form. Before people started uploading videos like this, they would make posts on forums like this where they would describe everything that's happening in their game, accompanied by images at certain moments. I don't think this is even the first time I've talked about something like this, since when we talked about Nuzlocke, I mentioned that the very first Nuzlocke was done in a similar manner. But obviously, Let's Plays didn't stay restricted to Something Awful forever. In the late 2000s, YouTube was gaining popularity, and it was a really great place to host videos like this without having to host your own website or something. And this is where the rise in Let's Playing began. I don't know about you, but when I think about Let's Players, my brain first goes to the original trio, the Runaway Guys, comprised of Chugga Conroy, Proton John, and Nintendo Capri Sun. I'm in a rather unique predicament, since I'm young enough to have actually grown up with a somewhat fleshed out internet, YouTube, and Let's Playing. I remember being a young kid watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of Super Luigi Galaxy, and the Runaway Guys' Let's Play of Smash Brawl. I just really enjoyed this in a way I can't describe. I mean, at this point in my life, I didn't really have any friends who played video games, so I was just left to play them myself and suck at them. Being able to watch someone on the internet with a personality I enjoy play video games I like while providing their own spin on it was really cool to me, and it really led me down the path of loving what the internet had to offer. Some older generations might not understand the concept, well, then again, they might not even understand what a YouTube is. To some people, the concept of watching some random guy across the world play a video game when you could just be doing it yourself is a very foreign one. But is it really that weird? It's no different than watching your best friend play a game after school, if you ask me. The internet as a whole is just such a foreign concept to some people, so I guess I can understand the confusion. Another point is that you might not have enough money to buy a game, but you really want to see what it has to offer, and Let's Plays are a great way to do that. Anyway, I got a bit off track there. Chugga Conroy started Let's Playing in 2008 with EarthBound, and he's been on a roll ever since. Of course, all of these early era Let's Plays are pretty low quality, but back then, that didn't matter. It was just so cool to be able to watch someone play a game like this, even if the audio or visuals were shit. Emil has really grown a lot over the years, and his videos are some of the highest quality Let's Plays out there. He puts so much time and effort into one series, Xenoblade 2, and I have to respect that. Proton John also started on Something Awful before moving to YouTube, but his path is a very different one compared to Emil and Tim's. He hasn't really done a ton of Let's Play series, unless you count uploading one Superman 64 video a year a series, since he actually migrated to Twitch when things started to blow up there, but that's a topic for later. One of the videos that he was most well known for in the beginning was his Kaizo Mario run. And Nintendo Capri Sun is the third main member of the Runaway Guys, and he's great as well. Unless you hate burps. Or farts. He really does have a lot of that, doesn't he? Unfortunately, both Tim and John never really reached the same level of popularity as Emil on their respective channels, but at least the Runaway Guys did pretty well. The three guys would meet up during conventions, record a ton of footage in advance, and then they'd have plenty of collaborative Let's Plays ready to go. I could talk about TRG for ages, since they've expanded so much over the years, bringing in plenty of other Let's Players and musicians every year to take part in the Runaway Guys Coliseum, a charity event benefiting Direct Relief. It's truly an amazing event with so many cool people. If anything, check out some of their skits from the events. I think they're pretty neat. Anyway, it's probably about time to move on. I just wanted to spend a bit of time there because in my eyes, those three are the godfathers of Let's Playing on YouTube. Well, I guess while I'm talking about them, I'll just plug one of my favorite Let's Players real quick. Steven George is a good friend of Emil's, and he's been doing Let's Play since 2011. I just really like him as a person. He has some good taste in games, and he's also filmed every day of his life for like 12 years. He just puts a lot of work into his stuff, and I think he deserves more recognition. Now, those were the people I first thought of when I thought of Let's Playing, but chances are, you thought of an entirely different set of people. A few years into the Let's Play's life cycle, a few big names started to burst onto the scene, people whose personalities really seemed to shine through in their videos more, people who would gain popularity very quickly and be very influential as far as selling people on games goes. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. As far as some people are concerned, channels like PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Markiplier pioneered Let's Plays. And to some degree, yeah, I agree. As much as I love the Runaway Guys crew, they never gained anywhere near the same amount of popularity as these guys did. I feel like not many people were using facecam in Let's Plays up to this point, but you gotta see these guys' faces in most of their videos, letting the experience of feeling like you're watching a friend play a game feel even more personal. Is that a good thing? Parasocial relationships are a whole nother can of worms, man. But yeah, these guys absolutely blew up, gaining millions of subscribers, and this meant that they were influencing game sales a lot. I think some people refer to this as the Pewdiepie Effect. This is why I think Let's Plays are a really cool thing. You might watch a popular video on a game you've never even heard of before, and then you decide that it looks really cool and you want to buy it. This is just such a neat modern way of spreading the word about games, especially indie games. If you're a fresh new indie developer, chances are your game will be swept away in the sea of countless other games. If a big channel finds your game and decides to play it on their channel, people will see, and then you'll gain the recognition you hopefully deserve. Big example of this is Five Nights at Freddy's. It had a Kickstarter, sure, but you wanna know how much it raised? A whopping $0. In comes Markiplier with his famous Let's Play of the game, gaining millions of views and convincing people that it's the scariest game of all time. People watch, they like what they see, they buy the game, and now we have a multi-million selling franchise with too many games, too many books, and too much merchandise. I'm sorry, I really like Five Nights at Freddy's, but tell me I'm wrong. I'm just saying, this stuff works. I watched Markiplier's and Jacksepticeye's Let's Plays of the game, and then I was infected with FNAF fan syndrome. It sucks. While we're on this topic, horror games were especially prevalent on the Let's Play scene. Playing a horror game with facecam with over-exaggerated reactions? Instant moneymaker. And no, I wasn't firing shots at any person in particular there. I was mostly joking with the over-exaggerated part. Being able to see someone's genuine reaction to jump scares is fun, we can all agree on that. Although there definitely are some people out there who fake their reactions for views and whatnot. And you do you. To some extent, over-exaggeration really is a big part of the YouTube landscape these days, and not just with Let's Plays. Look, I'm just saying, people make pog faces in their thumbnails for a reason. Most people doing that kind of thing will tell you that they don't want to do it, it's just what we have to do to get views, and I understand that. The algorithm is one crazy son of a bitch and nobody understands it, but funny face and thumbnail equals clicks. There's just a limit to how much I can tolerate, you know? Anyway, that is way off topic. Other notable Let's Players that gained popularity around this time were Game Grumps, or DanTDM. Oh man, I'm not even going into the Minecraft territory. You can make a whole video out of the Minecraft Let's Play scene, and I really don't want to. Plus, I'm sure people have already done it. I'm way too out of touch with that shit. Some developers have definitely taken advantage of Let's Plays being so huge. That's why so many games have these open betas and whatnot. Let's Players play the game, and spread the word about the game before it's even out. Then when it is released, you already have a ton of people ready to buy it that may not have been otherwise. Things were definitely a little rough back in the day though. A lot of companies were cool with Let's Plays and encouraged it, but some of them had some real issues from a copyright standpoint. Like, there was a time period where Nintendo had a real stick up their ass and took plenty of ad revenue from Let's Players, putting their games in the whole copyright ID system. That whole ordeal eventually passed, thank God. I mean sure, Nintendo is definitely within their legal rights to do that, but it sucks, man. Of course, people have made a living off of doing this stuff, and that's great. Some people complain about that, claiming that they have it so easy, sitting on their asses playing video games all day, but if there's someone truly worthy of all the fans they have, they're absolutely putting plenty of real effort into their content. We might make YouTube look easy, but it's a real job that requires real time and effort to get going. I really don't know where else I can go with this. The PokeTuber community is really big, but that's an entire beast on its own. I mean, there are just so many options for Pokemon stuff. Nuzlocke, randomizers, and probably a ton more, but I already did an entire video over all that, so I won't talk about that too much. Alright, let's get down to business. Becoming a Let's Player in this day and age is difficult. You want a source for that? I tried it. It failed, and now here I am doing content like this. If you've been doing Let's Plays for years and you already have a huge community, sure, keep doing what you're doing. People will watch you. But man, is it hard to become a Let's Player now. Many other YouTubers can attest to this, and this kind of content is just not as sustainable as it used to be. Let's Playing isn't the same kind of craze as it was before. If you want to start a Let's Play channel, you have to do something really innovative that people will be impressed by. Regular old Let's Plays won't cut it anymore, and trust me, I know that better than anyone. In 2020, I started seriously doing Let's Plays. I had a schedule I followed to a T. I uploaded plenty of videos daily for months, but it just never paid off. I hate to break character here, but I feel like it's necessary for me to really talk about this topic. Ever since I've started doing my current type of content, my viewership has changed. More people have actually started watching my stuff, and I think I understand why. People don't want to watch an entire series of videos where it's a basic Let's Play with 30-minute episodes. People want more short-form, isolated content that they don't need to watch 23 films to understand. YouTube is a constantly changing landscape, and it's our job as creators to adapt alongside it, figure out what works and what doesn't, so we actually have a chance of surviving on the platform, assuming it doesn't implode on itself. I mentioned Steven Plays earlier in the video, and I'd like to direct you to a video he made earlier this year where he discusses the changes he's been making on his channel to adhere to the bizarre rules of the algorithm. After a decade of doing plain old Let's Plays, he has to switch things up to stay relevant and gain views, and I think the points he makes in this video are really insightful. When I started doing Let's Plays in 2020, I think I was emulating his channel. I wanted a clear schedule people could look at that I adhered to. I didn't put much effort into my Let's Plays, and I failed. And if I knew any better, I know that of course I was gonna fail. If the guy I'm emulating was struggling doing what he'd always done, and I'm copying his formula, of course I'm gonna fail the quiz. That's just the truth. So my point is, don't be a Let's Player. It's just not feasible anymore. If you want to start a YouTube channel, go for it, but make it something that people can watch, no matter what. Something they can just hop into and enjoy without needing to watch anything more. A lot of the Let's Playing scene is over on Twitch these days. I mean, people have made their careers out of being Twitch streamers. Streaming is much more sustainable than regular Let's Plays now, because at least it's a little more unique. You feel more connected to the person behind the camera, which was always the point of Let's Plays. But man, Twitch isn't much better. If you don't already have a following and you want to be a Twitch streamer, it's not much easier than YouTube. And that sucks so much. I mean, think of the world we live in, the one ruled by technology. Kids are raised in this modern world, and when they're asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? They don't say firefighter, they don't say police officer, they say, I want to be a YouTuber. And they don't realize just how hard that really is, especially the type of YouTuber they want to be. Trust me, I know, because I was that kid. At the very least, I never did it for the money, and I feel like my influences were always good people, but it's still crazy that this is the world we live in. It took me a long time to grow out of that and really figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and thankfully YouTube supplements that perfectly. For those interested, I'll probably end up being a film major within the next decade, and my YouTube channel is the perfect outlet for me to practice stuff like that. I'm glad I grew out of the phase where I could say, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. No, now I say, I want to be a film director, and my hobby is YouTube. And there is a very clear difference there. It also doesn't help that a lot of the people influencing the kids of this generation to want to be YouTubers are just dicks. I don't want to call out anyone in particular, but so many of the biggest creators that kids look up to are just major assholes. That's the kind of example we're setting for the next generation? I'm sorry if I'm getting too philosophical here, but I really have to wonder if we have a problem when every kid wants to be a YouTuber. Oh, anyway, sorry for going so deep into this. It's not often I throw away the character, the persona I play in these videos, but I felt like in order to fully explain how I feel about the topic, I had to make it more personal.
So, I heard you're looking for Rhythm Heaven for the 3DS?
Yeah, got one?
Yeah, I got one. Here you go. What are you doing? Why are you smelling it?
I don't know, this game smells weird. What do you do to it?
Do you often go around smelling copies of Rhythm Heaven? It's fine, trust me.
Man, this label is coming off real easy. Wait, what is this?
No, wait, don't do that!
Weezer, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Come on, man. It's not that big of a deal.
We know what to think about this game.
Oh no. This isn't good. I can feel the music coming.
Wait, what's going on? What's happening?
I can't stop it. There's Weezer inside me now. I can't stop what's about to happen.
Wait, stop!